Hi everybody, this is Kim. Thanks so much for clicking on this video. As promised, here is my 6-month review of owning a 2023 Honda Civic Sport Touring Hatchback. This is my honest opinion. I'm going to share lots of information. Has it been 6 months already? Yes. I bought my car at the end of July 2023 and the 6 months was up the end of January 2024. So wow, that went fast, didn't it? I've driven about 5,800 miles at that time. I'm now about 6,000, but it's a couple weeks later. But this is all data, and everything that I have compiled was from the 6-month mark. Not that it really matters. Okay, it's a fun little car. I'm going to go over things I love, the things I don't love, my first service experience, including a recall, and yeah. Okay, so I can't believe it's already been 6 months, but here we go. Is the car perfect? No. Does it have all the features I wanted? Well, mostly. Is it what I expected? Mostly. It's a cute little car. It's pretty fun to drive, but it definitely has its quirks. I'm going to tell you all about them. I'm going to share everything, my honest opinion. This video is not sponsored by anyone. No one told me what to say. I'm going to give you my honest opinion on every single thing. I'm not a car expert. I'm just a Honda owner sharing my personal opinion. Your experience may differ, and that's great. I'm just giving you everything I can think of that may help you if you're in the market for a Honda Civic. Okay, so we're going to start outside the car. I think it's cute. I love the black wheels. I love the black accents here. I like the color. I like the silhouette of the car. I like the matte black accents. I think they look really great with the white. I can't remember the name of the white. Platinum something white. Like I said, I love the black wheels. I like the low profile tires. I think I'm going to tint the windows for some added privacy and to keep it a little cooler inside during the summer. On hot days, it kind of really bakes inside the car. So I think that would be a good addition. So here is the hatchback. There's lots to love about this hatchback. There's so much storage in the back. Way more than if you get the sedan, the Honda Civic sedan. There's a large window in the back, which offers great visibility. In fact, I have not noticed any blind spots in the car. The rear wiper works great. The rear defroster works great. The split rear seat allows for even more storage. I've never had to use it, but it's a 60/40. So there's a little split here. So this, if you put this part down, you'd have 60% of it down and 40 up, or you could put it all down and it would be flat. This is a cover that opens up to give you even more storage because you can fill up this whole area here. The plastic trunk liner is awesome. Things don't slide around too much in there. The bad. Okay, my sliding privacy cover ripped. So this thing right here, it ripped right here. So this basically is some, I don't know what kind of material you'd call it, but it just pulled out from the plastic. Just under normal use. I wasn't doing anything strange. So you basically just move this over to the right a little bit and slip it back, and this would just, so this whole thing would close up and go back in this area over here. I don't know. Anyways, it ripped, and that kind of sucks. I just taped it back together with some black gaffer's tape, and so far it's holding. It doesn't look spectacular, but it's working for the time being. So another negative is the hatch itself is very heavy and hard to close. It opens up great, but in order to close it, I really have to use both hands. It's very heavy. I wish there was just like a button to close to help you, a button to push to help you close it. This is a huge negative to me because as I'm getting older, my strength is not as strong as before, and I can see this being an issue. Like 100% my mom would not be able to close this hatch. First, you have to reach way up, and yeah, it's just very heavy. Anyways, that's just me. All right. Inside the car. I think it looks really nice inside. Some of the finishes are definitely plastic, like this thing's plastic. There's a lot of plastic. The steering wheel controls are on the wrong side, in my opinion. My previous cars have all had the radio controls on the right side of the steering wheel over here. But this is the cruise control and stuff like that on this side. So I'm constantly pressing the wrong buttons, which is super annoying. I'll get used to it eventually, but yeah, I don't like that. The silver plastic piece on the bottom of the steering wheel, like this thing. I don't really have a good picture of it because all the pictures, it looks strange, but it's fading in a weird way. Not even. It's plastic and it's painted metal. And it really bugs me a lot. Way more than it should. But because I see it constantly and it's just a weird pattern of fading, it really drives me crazy. I might find someone maybe I'll try to paint it or something. I don't know. Anyways, that drives me crazy. But I do like the black shiny plastic accents that are in the car. Like this strip here. There's another of this very exact same plastic on each of the sides of the doors. It's a little accent piece that I really like. It does collect dust and you can see all the smudges, but I think it looks really cool and I like it. This, I don't know what this is called. I'm calling it a univent honeycomb. This big long piece here. This is still my favorite thing of the whole car, which is so stupid, but I love the way it looks. It's a vent, and these little knobs, you can easily move them to put the air blowing exactly where you want it to be, which is fantastic. And I just realized something I did not talk about in this PowerPoint, but this has the sync, so it has dual controls. I have a control on this side for the driver and there's another one over here for the passenger. So like the passenger can have it at 72, I can have it over here at 68. So the air coming out towards my passenger is 72, the air blowing out towards me is 68, whatever. It's really nice. And if you press sync, it puts both sides the same. I like that. It's a nice feature. Okay, all the controls are easy to use and are right where you'd expect them to be. Everything's a very big button. Just here's your AC, here's your fan, etc. It's very easy. Other than these controls on the steering wheel being on the opposite side as every other car I've had, everything is right where I want them. Okay, more inside. There's lots of room inside, which is surprising for a small car. And actually, this Honda doesn't seem that small to me. It's about the same size as my BMW was. But even with the sunroof, there's plenty of headroom. You can see it's quite high in here. I'm not very tall, but I think even a tall person would have room in here. The interior does not feel small. You don't feel squished. I drove a few other cars, like the Lexus. Oh God, what was that model called? It was the SUV, 450 something. Anyways, oh, I felt so cramped inside, which is weird because it was much bigger vehicle than this, but inside felt cramped. And like I said, I'm not a big person. So anyways, this does not feel cramped. I feel like there's plenty of room. I have two big labs that sit in the back just fine. This is a pretty big back seat. Has a decent amount of leg room also in the back. But no rear air vents, which to me is kind of a negative. My one dog, Henry, he really misses those vents. He used to lay and put his head right here and the air would just blow right on him in my BMW. And now he puts his head there and he looks sad. It's like, hey, where's all my air? I just put it on full blast for him and he loved it. Anyways, I have not sat in the back and gone for a ride or anything. I'm not sure if it gets hot back there. This is not that huge of a car, but I'm not sure how efficient the air is going back there to the people in the back. There are rear USB charging ports though, which is nice, and they're right here on the back of the center console. The center console is pretty big. There's lots of room to store items in there, and it has this cute little tray that you can take in and out for coins, which I like. The screen is large And the icons are also large and it's easy to use. CarPlay does not always attach, however, which is annoying. Okay, seats. They get their own page. This is the main thing I don't like. They look nice. The leather-ish material is nice. I like the perforation, and there are several settings to adjust to get the perfect position. However, the seats are only comfortable for short drives because there's no lumbar support. And it makes it uncomfortable if you're in the car for any length of time. I really, really, really miss this. I have tried a variety of pillows in the car to help with it. I just haven't found the right one yet. It really is a negative for me personally. The seats do have decent support side to side. I like I don't know what this part is even called, but these side things here, they hold you in place. So if you're going around corners and stuff, you're not like flying all over the place. I just wish there was lumbar support. Oh, and the headrests too are easy to move up and down, which is nice. The BMW was hard to move them. This one's pretty easy, so that's a bonus. And the heated seats worked really well. There are 3 different temperature options, which are nice. So on number 1, it's comfortable, even if it's not super cold outside. But if it is cold outside, you put it on number 3, and you're nice and cozy pretty quick. Okay, these are my dogs in the back of my car. They love it. Well, they love every car, so I don't think it really matters. I wanted to ask you to like, subscribe, and click the little bell so you can be notified when I create new videos. Okay, now let's talk about the technology and the safety. You can kind of see the little dust on the plastic part here. I took this picture obviously, and the car was a little dirty. So like I mentioned before, the screen is nice and easy to use. CarPlay sometimes doesn't connect, which is annoying. And I've noticed that it never, I shouldn't say never, most of the time does not connect if you're already on a call, like you're talking to someone and you get in the car and turn on the car. Almost always the CarPlay will not connect, or sometimes it will, but it takes a while. Every once in a while, it'll connect right away. I'm like, oh wow, that was a bonus. But it's kind of annoying. I don't know if it's my phone that has the issue or the car, but whatever it is, it drives me crazy. Now, safety features. I like that it alerts you as you back up that a person or a car may be approaching. So you're backing up and you can't see anything, and then it'll beep. And then you know to stop. And it sees something coming that you can't see, whether there's a car blocking your view or whatever, or something's coming fast up the aisle, whatever. I like that a lot. It also notifies you if you turn on your turn signal and a car is next to you. I never realized it, but I turn my turn signal on before I'm actually going to go in the other lane, and I know the car is there next to me. So as it's next to me, I'll turn my turn signal on so the person behind him knows that I want to come over. So I've kind of changed that habit a little bit, and I wait till the car is already in front of me before I turn my turn signal on, just because I don't want the car beeping at me. The phone charger is excellent. Love that. It's right here. You basically lay your phone in there and it starts charging it. Also has charging port here and a USB port here, and the cigarette lighter port there. Here you can see these displays a little bit better. So here's air recirculation. You can change the mode of where the air is going to come out, either on your feet or towards your head, both, one or the other. Front defroster, rear defroster. You can turn the AC on and off. So to change the temperature, it's just a dial. So you can just turn to the right to go higher, left to go lower. Very easy to use. The Bose sound system is wonderful. I love it. I think the car sounds really good, the stereo. Backup camera image is crisp and clear, and there are some adjustments, and you can change what you're looking at and stuff. I like that a lot. In my BMW, I love the brake hold feature. What that is you don't have to sit at a light with your foot on the brake. Once you're stopped, if you have the brake hold feature on, it will stay stopped until you press the gas. This car, the Civic, does have it, but you have to enable it every single time you start the car. So that's kind of annoying because I really like that feature. There's one street that I take to work that just has a ton of lights, and it gets so annoying. I don't want to sit there with my foot on the brake. Okay, next, moving on. The Honda Link app is pretty much useless. My BMW app let me see the status of the car, so many things, the tires, whether it's locked, if it needed oil changes, whatever. Even as much of a small detail as if the window was down. I miss it a lot. This app really shows nothing useful, so I don't even use it anymore. And it's not fair to compare this car to the BMW. I get it. They're in totally different categories of cars. And the BMW is twice the cost of a Honda Civic. And I am not really trying to compare them. I am just trying to... I am comparing them, obviously, because that's my last experience. And I'm just kind of comparing them, but I'm not really complaining because I don't expect this car to have all the features that that car did. That would not be fair. And I just wanted to mention some of the things that I miss. Speaking of what I miss, this is my car. Miss him a lot. Again, not comparing or complaining, just wanted to mention some things I miss. I really didn't realize how hard of an adjustment it would be for me to transition to this Honda. The BMW was really a driving machine. That's what they advertise, and it's true. It was so fun to drive. It was built solid, and I 100% could trust that it would do exactly what I asked of it. I knew exactly... if I stepped on the gas, it was taken off. If I needed to quickly accelerate, it was going to quickly accelerate. It handled great. Everything was great. It was really fun to drive. And that seat was so incredibly comfortable. You could get it set to the exact position, the exact everything that you needed. And I just always felt so comfortable in that car. I loved it. Okay, enough whining. Moving on. Okay, driving the Civic. It's a little different. It is fun to drive. It's pretty peppy considering it's such a small engine. It's easy to drive. It's easy to park. Now, there are some negatives. The MPG is not that great. I only get about 26 to 27, and the BMW was consistently 28 to 30, and it was a ton more fun to drive. So I'm not sure why this is so low. I do a mix of highway and city driving. The bulk of my drive is on the freeway, so I should be getting better mileage. But, is what it is. The Civic can use regular gas, though, so that's a plus. That's a big savings. The BMW had to use premium gas, so right there is a bonus. Speaking of gas, there's sometimes this gas fuel smell that comes in through the vents when I start the car. It only lasts for a few seconds, but it doesn't seem healthy to be smelling that every single time you start the car. It's called oil dilution, I believe. I'm going to address that at my next service. Yes, I said next service because I've already had one service. I had a recall pop up for the car. So here is the recall. As you can see, it says incomplete. I'm going to go over that in a minute. Okay, so I had a recall pop up for the car. I called and scheduled an appointment at my local Honda dealer for them to do the recall. And he said he could also do my first service at that time. Fantastic. It was about 1,000 miles before it was due, I believe. But he said that they could do the oil change and everything. So that was nice. I also asked about the RIP cargo cover thing. He said he would see what he could do. He didn't know if that was covered under warranty or not. I'm like, okay. So it took him about 2 hours. They called me, car's ready. Okay, went back, picked it up. And he said, oh yeah, everything's great, blah, blah, blah. And I left. And I was anxious to get back to work because I had a lot going on. So I didn't even look at the receipt or anything. It didn't cost me anything. Anyways, when I got to work, I looked at the receipt, and in the notes it said, evaluated the recall. I'm like, that's interesting. So then I pulled up the app, and it still said that the recall was not completed. There was no mention of the cargo cover at all on the slip, so I don't even know if the service writer even mentioned it to the mechanic. So I called to ask about the recall and the cargo cover. And the service writer told me that I had to bring the car back again, I guess, to have the recall reset. I'm not really sure what that means. He didn't have any news about the ripped cargo cover, and he said he didn't even remember talking to me about it. I'm like, okay. I said, okay, well, if it's not covered in warranty, can you get a price for me how much to pay for it if I need to replace it? And he says, oh, yeah, I'll check into that for you and give you a call back. Well, it's been a month. I have received no phone call. I'm going to try a different dealer next time. There's 3 dealers within driving distance that are not too far away, so I'm going to try a different one next time. I had heard that the local ones were pretty bad, but I wanted to find out for myself. I don't like to take other people's word for these sorts of things because their experience may not match mine. Well, in this case, what everyone said was true. So I'm going to try a different one next time. Okay, so the issues that I've had so far. Well, no real mechanical issues that I'm aware of. This is my daughter. We went to the beach a couple weeks ago. It was a super nice day in the middle of a bunch of storms. So we decided to take advantage of it. So my car got to go to the beach. Anyways, the fuel smell could potentially be a mechanical issue. I did some research, and Hondas are notorious for oil dilution issues. Mostly Accords and mostly older models. So anyways, I'm going to address it at my next visit to the new dealer and see what they have to say about it. I've had no hatch leaks like other people have complained about. Mine seems to be okay. There are some rattles in the car. There's one in the front right, like under like this part of the next to the window, like right here. And then in the back, it sounds like there's something back in here, but I have not seen anything loose in there, so I'm not really sure what's rattling. No squeaky brakes. Others complain about that too, but I don't have that problem yet. The car does hesitate when you step on it, but I think that's because it's a turbo. A lot of people comment about that, and I watch, other videos. And I think that's why. I think it's called a turbo lag. My BMW did not have that, and that was also a turbo, but totally different engine. So I'm not worried about that so much. But the fuel smell, I definitely am worried about. I'm worried about the recall, and I would really like to get that hatch cover thing replaced. Also, the engine is very noisy. That could be normal. I'm not really sure. I try to listen as other Honda Civics go by me to see if theirs is also noisy. I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. Okay, my final thoughts. Do I love it? No. Do I like it? Yes, I like it a lot. Value for the money. It's crazy to think that a lower level Honda costs $32,000. That's insane. I think my parents bought a house for $32,000. Anyways, yeah, that's not even a down payment now. Anyways, this is a good image of the screen with the icons that are big and easy to use. Anyways, we did pay MSRP for this car. Bought it in July. At that point, they were still selling for MSRP, and that was a good deal at that point because a lot of dealers were forcing added packages and that sort of thing. I did get that removed, so I felt lucky that we only had to pay MSRP for it. They're probably selling for less now. I have not done any research. Anyways, will I keep this car forever? I doubt it. The main reason is because the hatch, I think eventually it's going to make it so I can't close it. And I don't know how long it's going to last, to be honest. There's a lot of plastic, and it feels like the car may not last a long time, but we'll see. Maybe it will. I don't know. I'm not going to make any promises right now. Would I buy it again? Probably. I still think it was the best option for me at the time. We had a price limit we needed to stay at, and this fit that price range. So that's why it was chosen. And I really do think it was the best option at the time. If I had to give it a rating, I'd get it an 8 out of 10. There are some things I really don't like. There are some things I love. 8 out of 10 seems fair to me. Comment below, please, with your opinions, questions, and reactions. I'd love to hear what you have to say. I hope this is useful, and I hope that if you are looking to buy a Honda Civic, this will at least open your eyes to what it's like as a Honda owner, not a salesperson, not a reviewer who drives it for an hour or is paid to say specific things. This is my honest opinion. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next time.